welcome to Star Codes. This is Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Astro-Numerologist. Today we're covering the Pisces new moon. We're looking at the star codes, the Astrology and Numerology for this wonderful lunation coming up on March 13th, which of course is the number of the divine feminine. We have 13 lunar cycles in a year. We have 13 weeks in a season. So this number is about the moon. And March 13th is also special because in 2021, this new moon happens at 10:21 a.m. Universal Time, 5:21 a.m. Eastern Time, 2:21 a.m. Pacific Time, and of course, wherever you live in the world, it's 21 past the hour. So it ties in that number of truth and joy with the gorgeous message of Pisces, which is spiritual, humanitarian, we are all one, and basically unconditional love is what describes this sign. Now, what makes this new moon so special, it's the final of 6 consecutive new moons at 23 degrees. So we've had 3 at the end of 2020 and 3 to start 2021. And so this one is the final one. So it really brings a 6-month-long culmination to the number 23, which is the Royal Star of the Lion number. The Royal Star of the Lion number is the strongest number in numerology, and it gives you the courage and the confidence, the joie de vivre, the flexibility, the freedom-seeking, liberation energy, the energy of movement and expressing yourself freely. This is such a powerful moment as we tune into how that might look in our lives individually. And what makes this new moon so special too is that it's conjunct Neptune and Venus. Now, Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. Neptune rules this Pisces new moon. So having the sun and moon conjunct Neptune is very indicative of how spiritual, how loving, how kind, how caring, how sweet this lunation will feel to us. And of course, Venus adds love and beauty, pleasure, abundance. So there's an abundance of inspiration that is coming through, which is obviously very lovely. So Pisces is a very imaginative sign. It is a water sign, the final of 3 water signs. We have Cancer, we have Scorpio, we have Pisces. It's very intuitive. Pisces is a mutable sign. And as you may know, the eclipses are now mostly taking place in the 4 mutable signs. So this is a big moment where we have Sun and Moon and Neptune and Venus all in Pisces, a mutable sign, really allowing you to be very open to how you're going to move forward. Meaning that if you've had a plan, it probably will change. Or if it doesn't change, the way you are going to manifest the plan itself may undergo a big transformation. So Pisces gives you the intuition to get inspired to follow the soul message, the internal guidance system that you naturally have. Pisces gives you that ability to use that guidance system to direct you into solutions, into answers, and it symbolizes the ability to rebirth at any moment in time, spiritually rebirth. Pisces is the dreamer. Again, it merges all into one. It is the ultimate water sign in terms of we are all one. We are all one big human family, unconditional love, exploring the unseen, the mysterious realms. So it is very connected to issues of the 12th house. Pisces rules the 12th house in astrology. We have 12 houses that look like pie slices, and each one governs a certain part of our life. And Pisces governs the unseen. So it would be in physical reality, the unseen could also be seen as prisons and hospitals, people who are not seen. But it is literally the psychology, the unconscious, those internal drivers that are literally so powerful in our lives, but are not in our conscious awareness for for the most part. So Pisces is bringing those into our conscious awareness, and that allows us to intuit much more easily, trusting, right? Trusting that spiritual connection is the key, because we don't have all the answers. Our limited mind would never know how to proceed in small and big moments in our life. So the conjunction with Neptune really enhances that, makes it super sensitive, very receptive. You are just, your heart, you're wearing your heart on your sleeve. Your psychic abilities are enhanced. Your extrasensory cognition is enhanced, very strong. You have amazing feelings of introspection. Your dream life is more active, and mystical experiences, diving into mystical subjects, feeling spiritually connected to Source, is what is allowing your heart to just be open to the more sensual, sensitive part of who you are, right? So taking that quiet moment to listen, to engage in smelling the roses, being out in nature. This is all helpful. Music, of course, too, because we have this conjunction with Venus as well, which governs, when Venus and Neptune come together in anybody's chart, that person is very musical. And this can be done through Pisces and Taurus and Libra as well. There's different combinations here, but it allows the expression of joy, beauty, and love to really flourish. So your heart is very uplifted by beautiful music, beautiful art. You desire a lot more affection, just very gentle, sweet, holding hands. So relationships get a boost with this conjunction with Venus. You feel more relaxed. You feel connected to what brings you pleasure, and you want to share that with others. Venus is very social. So this is a great time to enhance your surroundings, to beautify your surroundings. We started that with the Virgo full moon 2 weeks ago, and now the Pisces new moon conjunct Neptune and Venus brings it to another level. So we're in love with life. We are in love with finding harmony, beauty, peace, abundance, allowing abundance to flow. Affection is heightened, and we are very much connected to just, taking a little bit of a break as well, right? Pisces and Venus are more about taking that vacation, or really allowing space in our life to immerse ourselves in beauty and to be creative as well. I mean, this is very, very creative energy. So your being just is lit up. It's filled with the joy of being alive. And your being loves being alive. Your being loves to do everything. Chopping veggies becomes a meditation. Peeling an orange, right? Having flowers like a bouquet of roses and lovingly cutting the stems and filling the vase with water and inserting the stargazer lilies, the roses, whatever you like. That is a meditation. That is being in love with life. Being out in the gardening, even cleaning can be a meditation, because you're literally creating a sanctuary every time you clean, right? So now it becomes a chore from the point of view of the mind, right? So when you drop that resistance to doing the mundane, seemingly mundane, practical things, you can experience a lot of richness. And that is really the falling in love with life part. So we have this wonderful opportunity to acknowledge that every tiny thing is absolutely wonderful. And when you're fully engaged with every little thing you do, you feel much more fulfilled. And that means there's less you need to entertain you, right? Less desire for distractions. And we all know what those are. We don't need to list those. But the distractions keep us from valuing and being so grateful for the little things in life, the simple things in life. So Venus is pleasure, Neptune's inspiration, Pisces is, kindness and beauty and love. it opens the door for a very enjoyable, sensual experience where you really are aligned with love and goodness, and you see that life is good. And also, Venus is part of the whole feeling that life is naturally abundant. So what attracts that abundance? It is actually love and goodness. It is gratitude and a joyful immersion in everything that you do, everything that you're partaking in, right? So when you reside in this wonderful place of love and contentment and simplicity and enjoyment, you have great potential to have a beautiful, prosperous life and a safe life. And here's the paradox. The Pisces new moon at its highest vibrational expression opens those petals in your heart, the spiritual, heart-centered, caring, unconditional love. So the paradox is that you receive back by being in a place of love, simplicity, and contentment exactly what the ego actually wants. The ego wants all those things, but doesn't have the tools on how to get them, right? So the paradox is that you actually, by being in that place of surrender, you are much more available when you're present to that soul awareness, the deepest sense of who you are, and allow your soul to intuitively guide you, because your soul knows best, right? Trusting that is the key to attract the very things that the ego wants. You naturally just do it. So Pisces is also the sign of surrender, surrendering to the divine natural flow of life. So when you surrender your constant thought stream, you move from a life limited by the very small mind that's just meant to practically guide you through the human experience on earth to living fully. And surrender is really the key here. Surrender is the key to happiness, to living a life of being in love with life, falling in love with life, falling in love with everything you do, no matter how simple. And so surrendering those thoughts about what life should be like, well, then you're consumed with dissatisfaction, incompletion, a feeling of discontentment. That's always there in the background, sort of that voice that just keeps asserting itself, like things are not quite right. You feel unhappy, you feel fearful, you feel frustrated by desires that haven't been met, and it turns into a difficult life, a life of suffering. It's definitely not a life of ease. And Neptune, Venus, Pisces, these are the planets of flow, of ease, of pleasure. So if you're willing to surrender those thoughts in your head, you will find a different life. If you're willing to surrender, and that life will be everything that your ego ever wanted and so much more. So that's the paradox. And of course, paradox is one of the keys to just letting go, because our limited mind cannot make sense of certain things. And the only point of being here is to discover that life is good. Life is complete. Life supports you. And you're here to uncover what is blocking that. What is blocking peace? What is blocking love, abundance, and happiness? Pisces, the final sign, reveals those unseen drivers, right? Including the root of your suffering. And obviously going into a kind of healing experience or therapy, whatever you feel drawn to in terms of personal growth. Personal growth is a huge part of this understanding of the unseen within you that is literally, in a way, a kind of virus that's in your mind that you haven't addressed with love, you haven't addressed with acceptance and understanding and wisdom. So the cause of suffering is truly in you. The cause of suffering is revealed within you. And in making that discovery of that cause, which is to be attached to your mind as opposed to surrendering to inspiration, is going to set you free of that suffering. And I know it's easier said than done. There's, constant observation that is required. But what you have to give up to no longer suffer is nothing tangible. It's not a thing. It is just the way you perceive life, which is in your head, the thoughts. It's only ideas of what you are. It's ideas of what you want, ideas of what you should be, ideas of expectations of you, of who you were in the past, what you want to be in the future. That is what needs to be surrendered and released and given up. So if you're willing to give up those thoughts, you'll discover that you're actually still here. There's nothing going to happen to you. Like the fear of not having an identity is gone, right? You'll still be living your life. You're not identifying with the ego in any way or a way of life that fulfills your need to be understood through being something that is expected. That is all let go. And you'll still take action. You'll still be able to speak. You'll still be able to live. You'll still be living your life. So nothing actually changes in that regard, but then everything changes because you have decided to not listen to this karmic hamster wheel of, it's just regurgitation. There's nothing inspirational about that voice. So this is really an opportunity, because it's such a fortunate new moon, to change the space you live from, to really understand that when you do that, everything changes, because you see the world with new eyes, with the eyes of the present moment, with your soul. And that shifts you completely. And you'll still go on with your life in the usual way. It's not like that changes. And other people may not even notice, but they may say, oh my God, this person is so happy. This person feels so free. What's her secret? What's his secret? And the Pisces new moon is basically showing you that happiness is yours. It's yours to claim. You are here to be happy. You are here to live a rich, happy, complete, fulfilled, loving, full life. And you're here to find this joy and peace. You're here to express it to the world. So having a conjunction of the Pisces new moon, sun and moon, with Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, and Venus is a gift. And it's happening on the 13th, the number of the divine feminine. And Venus is the planet of the divine feminine. So it's not to say the sacred masculine isn't part of this journey. It's just to awaken more of the intuitive side. Remember, Pisces is the final sign, so it is about this connection to everything. Intuition is the key. Listening, surrendering, right? Surrendering, letting go of your need to know everything, being attached to information. This is really the time to, with the inundation that we've gone through, especially since being locked down for a year now, information overload, as most people are home, getting even more info. This is the time to see, where has it gotten you? What has been neglected in this journey? And this is an ongoing process, right? Because we all are living in a world of physical reality with people as well who do certain things and say certain things. And we don't want to go on autopilot. We don't want to just regurgitate what were hand-me-downs, other people's belief systems and rules. And, we need to break free completely now. And so this Pisces new moon gives us the beauty, the love, the serenity, the joy, the pleasure, the environment that truly allows things to flower, because it's very fertile. It's close to being the beginning of spring in the Northern Hemisphere, which is a beautiful, vivid example of, are we surrendering to the new growth, the self-growth, the inner growth within us? So it's a fabulous time right now. March is introducing wonderful energies, and it's an incredible moment, an opportunity to release, to welcome, to celebrate, to partake in beauty, to attract beauty by virtue of appreciating it first. And the same goes with love and abundance, and to just understand that it starts in you. So, of course, you are also part of this whole Astro-Numerology experience, this star code experience. You were born at a certain time, a certain day, a certain place. You have a specific birth name. All those emit a code. And if you're interested in exploring your own star code, go to starcodeclass.com, where I have a free masterclass for you. It's really fun, and you get to discover who you are at soul level, what the internal drivers are for you in this particular lifetime, and also do that for others in your life so you can have more compassion for their journey. So have a great time watching that free masterclass at starcodeclass.com. And I wish you just the most beautiful, serene, pleasurable, lovely, music-filled Pisces new moon. Sending you lots of love. I'll see you next week.